decided I wanted to make a beautiful version of all of the different races. So as you can see here, all of these ladies, and they're all ladies, I didn't do men. I tried to make them all good looking, attractive, you know, easy on the eyes as much as I could. Some of them were harder, some of them were easier, and some of them were really fun to do. I did this and I was really interested to think, you know, what your thoughts on it are and how you feel. So let's get right into it. First I did the Argonian, and it's not, how to put this, they're not attractive in the way that humans are. So I decided to make it really more or less as girly and cute as I could, more than attractive. I made it pink, as you can see, and I tried to make them very feminine. That was an accident. In doing so, I kind of erased dirt and scars and war paint. Of course, you can add these things again if you like. I'm not the character creation police. Things with nose type and nose height really posed a challenge, as you can see, you know, because Argonians don't have conventional noses. So that was really a challenge. Oh, I am. With the eye shape, there wasn't really much to go on, so I decided to make it prominent. And I thought that blue would best complement the pink. Of course, they don't have eyebrows, so it was really just less horns. You can get as crazy as you like, though. Little variation in mouth shape. Finally, with the hair, I decided to go with the horns on the top. And you can really do it however you like. If you try to change the hair color, nothing changes. There's no apparent change. Next, we have the Breton. Our Breton lady, she's a very round face and rounder features. She does look really British. Again, you can see I took away scars and war paint, but you can get as crazy with that as you like. Very little nose. And this is really my favorite eye shape. I love it. As you can probably see, I've used it for other humans as well. I really like her eye color as well because it's almost purple. It's gray, but it has almost this lilac tint to it. At least I like to imagine that I like to see it that way. You know? Just really like that. Since she has plainer features, I decided to give her really dark lip color to kind of contrast that, almost balance it. And with the hair, I decided to make her a plainer kind of beauty. Simple elegance. Next up is our dark elf. Creating a lovely dark elf was harder, but certainly doable. One tidbit that I really like about the dark elves was that they used to be called the Chimer, And what happened was an evil queen named Almalexia essentially stole she stole an artifact from the Daedric prince Azura. And what Azura did upon the theft of the heart of Lorcan is she supposedly cursed all of the Chimer to have darker skin. And so the Chimer, who previously looked exactly like Ultimer, came to be the Dark Elves. Now, some say that this was a curse, but I would argue that this was actually a blessing. What Azura was ultimately doing by giving the Dark Elves this kind of grayish, bluish skin was making the Dark Elves look like her. And that way, wherever her enemies turned, they would see her. Here we have our High Elf. High Elves tend to have very slanted features and almost receding hairlines, which can make them not that easy on the eyes. I decided to make our High Elf kind of cuter. And going for cuteness in a High Elf, I think, really improves it, because what you end up with is something quite elegant. Not overly cute and adorable, but not slanted the way that most Dark Elves are. She's very much a happy medium, which I really like about her. She's quite lovely. Next to her eyes, the eye shape was a little harder, as was the eye color. As you can see, Dark Elves are not blessed with a wide variety of pretty eye colors. I really like the way she turned out, though, because she's cute. She's pretty. Her mouth was harder. Most of the mouths that the character creation, that the menu features are not, how to put it, they could be nicer. They could be more attractive. So for her hair, I decided to give her a more elegant, feminine hairstyle. And I went with a darker hair color as opposed to, this really light blonde that most Altmer have. I didn't really like it as much. So I gave her this hair color. I feel like it goes better with her warm tones. Next is our Imperial. Isn't she cute? I decided to make her more of a plain Jane. I think that brown hair and brown eyes, it's something quite lovely, and it doesn't get enough recognition. We tend to see it as something that's boring, but I tend to think of it as something that it has this subtle elegance. So she has a rounder face, something that's more plain, and she has brownish eyes and brownish hair, and as you can see, she has the same eye shape as our Breton from earlier. The brows that I decided to give her were rounder, and they have a soft arch to them. They're very Gigi Hadid brows. Gigi Hadid's brows are exactly like this. And I decided to give her these rather than giving her, heavier brows, because these brows really suit a rounder face shape. They have that nice arch, but they're not over the top. It really suits her. Lip color was less subtle, but not as overt as maybe a black lip color. Very nice coral color. And her hair is brown. Nice brown hair, nice brown eyes. Next we have our khajit. Our khajit is, well, it's a beast. It's a beast race, and that made making a khajit very much like making an Argonian, where it was less about elegance and beauty and more about, you know, almost like just doll creation, I loathe to say. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. One of the things that was really interesting about making a khajit is the nose types, because these creatures don't have conventional noses, for instance. But the beauty standards almost remain the same. Almost an S with the forehead, where there's this curve, and then with the nose, with the bridge of the nose, kind of going inward, almost concave. I don't know how anyone could find a khajit attractive, so I just tried to make her easy on the eyes. And I think I achieved that. Speaking of eyes, I decided to give her bigger eyes or bigger pupils rather than giving her tiny pupils, which is more attractive. Makes it much easier to look at. The thing is there's no there's no brow types with her. So there's really little change here. Same thing with the mouth. Not a lot of change. With the lips, you can do this, but it just makes her look like she was eating spaghetti with marinara sauce. So I opted to not do that. Shoot, which one was it? Here? Yeah. And I didn't give her any hair. I don't really like the million earrings. I wanted to keep it low key. So yeah. She's a very cute cat. Next is our Nord. She almost resembles Lily Collins with some of her features, like her brows. As you can see, pale skin, and also very round head, very round face. Besides which, you can also see her brows are quite prominent, and even her cheekbones are similar. But I promise you, I was not thinking of Lily Collins or Amelia Clark, which this character, this Nord, she has resemblance to both of those ladies, but I wasn't actually thinking of either of them, or even of Gigi Hadid, who I mentioned earlier. She does have those Collins brows, and she does have a very prominent brow that goes forward, and so you can really see her forehead kind of goes out rather than being very flat. It goes out, and so having a more prominent brow bone contributes to that. And then with her, the bridge of her nose kind of goes inward and outward again, almost like an S. And she has the same eyes, same eye shape. Next up is the orc. I think that in her own way, she is kind of nice to look at. I mean, certainly for an orc. but I think I prefer the Imperial and the Nord. She's a princess orc. Orcs are known for their harsh features, but because I was trying to make her look elegant and beautiful, I wanted to make her look more feminine. Certainly you can achieve that with a harsher look, but I think that it's easier to make an attractive character for ladies if you're going for more feminine features. I feel that that would simply be easier. There's really no getting around the mouth. See, she's always gonna have fangs, but whatever. And I think that this lip color suits her more than this, because it really goes with her hair, with her brows. And then for her hair and hair color, I decided to give her this style because it was more elegant. It would add to that elegant look. Our last human is a red guard. She's very beautiful. I'm very pleased with how she turned out. Look at her. You can play around with the skin tone however you like. One thing to notice about her is that she has warm undertones. This exact skin tone has warm undertones rather than cool undertones, which you would notice probably more like this skin tone has cool undertones, which really don't match with her hair. So if you're gonna go for this hair color, you might want to go with warmer undertones. Next up for her eyes, you can see same eye shape. There's that recurring theme. And I gave her brown eyes. I love dark brown eyes. I just think that it's absolutely magnetic. It really draws you in, almost like a black hole, you know? You're just pulled into it. Actually, scientifically, brown eyes are more attractive because it's harder to tell where the pupil ends and where it begins, and that makes the pupils look larger, which scientifically all humans are just more attracted to that by nature. And that's because when we look at someone that we love, without meaning to, our pupils, they just get a little bit bigger. I think her lip color matches her hair, which was not deliberate, but still very lovely. Next is her hair. I love this style of hair. It is a go-to style. And I gave her this hair color, which I really like with her skin tone. Like I said, it matches the undertones. Next we have our wood elf. Last one. And as you might already notice, she has cooler undertones. This is something that you have to be more careful with when you're deciding the hair color later on. And you can get fancy with the war paint and the scars and all that. Again, this is more of a base character, and you can get crazy however you like. You can, customize her however you like. That's kind of the point of character creation, which is why I love it so much. And Skyrim's character creation is really one of its best features, which sets it apart from other games. When Skyrim came out, this kind of feature was quite novel. For her mouth shape, it's not, like a duck face kind of mouth, but I still really like it. I think it suits her face shape. Finally, for the hair, I decided to give her shorter hair. I think it really fits in with her theme. She looks really cool. She's kind of a bad girl, I think. So yeah, that was all of the ladies that I did. Wood Elf, Redguard, Orc, Nord, Khajiit, Imperial, High Elf, Dark Elf, Breton, and Argonian. Thank you!